going live over here. Okay. Pull this up so. Okay, everybody. We are live. This is Lady Bev live in the kitchen, about to cook Dr. Woodard's dinner. He's happy because there's beans involved. This man loves him some beans. He's country, very educated country man. Loves beans, loves fried mush. Hey, Bam! Beans, fried mush, cornbread. Okay, he country. So, Bam, you remember I told you all I bought the Swiss chard and the baby kale. I was going to cook the greens. So here they are. And so many of you may not know Swiss chard, what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Now, once you cook it, it doesn't look like this. But it's a very tender, not very tough green. You can put it in salads, too, if you want to. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Kimmy. It's like between spinach and kale. And it makes for a beautiful, healthful salad. Or you can just cook them, which is what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to cook them. And, of course, I got my kale. And I got this at the farmer's market. Now, you look at this kale. Look at this kale. Look at this kale, y'all. This is not the kale you get in the store. That rough, curly, got to beat it down kale. No, this is farmer's market kale. Very tender. Makes amazing salads. And very easy to cook. You don't have to, you know how your grandmother and your mother used to cook greens all day, let them simmer all day? Yeah, that is unnecessary. You don't have to do that. Okay? You don't have to do that. So I've got my Swiss chard and my baby kale right here. Okay, but before I put that in, there's some prepping that has to take place. I have to prep the water that I'm going to cook them in. So I got my pot back here boiling. And in this pot, I have put, about 3-4 cups of water. I'm doing wonderful, Kimmy. How about you, darling? So I'm trying to make a video today because tomorrow I will be making pecan pie bars all day and hopefully get those things shipped out Wednesday morning because they need to chill in the refrigerator and get set before I put them in the mail and send them to all of those who ordered. But tomorrow I don't have my grandbaby, so I'm going to be making all of the pecan pie bars that were ordered and the rest of them. I said, Kimmy, Kimmy, did you get yours? You should have gotten yours today. Did you get them? Hi, Tristan. I'm doing way better today. Girl, what's wrong? Were you sick? What you said, don't go there. Leslie, don't go where? Don't go to the pecan pie bars? You're doing better today? And you haven't received your bars. Okay, so they must be going to show up tomorrow. Because you always in Texas, girl. Honey. Okay, so anyway, so the pot behind me, the big pot behind me, I need to turn this here thing down. The other pan is my oil. Okay, so I've got liquid smoke I put in there, about a tablespoon or 2 of liquid smoke in there with my water. Hi, Nicole. How are you, darling? And then I have here, it's called not chicken, bouillon cubes, and they are plant-based vegan. There's no animal in it, but they provide amazing flavor for soups when you're cooking greens and that kind of thing. And it's called vegan, gluten-free, plant-based broth and seasoning, not chicken bouillon cubes. Okay, so that's what. So I took 2 of these, and They come in these little squares that are wrapped up in foil. They're soft. And I took 2 of these and I put it in the pot there that's boiling. Okay. All right. So, Kimmy, you're in California and you had a seizure. What? Okay. I'm getting you confused with another Kimmy. You're not Kim Gregory. Kim Gregory, I think, is the one who ordered the plant-based pecan pie bars, and I sent them to her. Hey, Mother Wilkes, how you doing, baby? Yes, Kimmy, we are praying for you, darling. You're in California. Okay. All right. So I got 2 Kims. Forgive me. Okay. I'm glad, Nicole. Glad that you're doing good. Okay, Kimmy. And so we're praying for you, baby. Seizures ain't no joke. I'm wondering, I don't want to put your business out there. Do you suffer from epilepsy? Just curious. Okay, Kimmy Walker. So Kimmy World is Kimmy Walker. And Kim Gregory is Kim Gregory. She's in Texas. Kim Gregory's in Texas. Kimmy World, Kimmy Walker is in California. Well, I'm glad that you're on. That means that the Lord is able to do more than we can think or imagine. And you're doing better. And I just pray that you experience and know that you have the continual care of the Lord God. Amen. Continual care. He never stops. He never stops. And we thank God for that. So glad to have you on, Kimmy. And so I told you what I put in that pot for these greens. Okay. So far, that's what I put in the pot. The other thing I like to do is I like to chop up some onion and maybe a few toes of garlic. So I'm going to be chopping up onion not only for the greens, but I'm also doing some Great Northern beans. I'm not going to do them the way I typically do them, which is I make mine from scratch. But I just got a couple of cans of Great Northern beans. I'm going to make me a roux. I'm going to chop up some onion. And I believe I still have some parsley and whatnot. And I'm going to mix those beans up and make them real yummy. Hi, Linda. How are you, darling? How are you? So, here we go. I'm going to chop up this onion. This is a cotton candy onion that I got from the farmer's market. And so they're sweet, sweeter than your regular onion. They even smell sweeter. Okay, and so I'm going to chop this up. I'm going to go ahead and sweat some of this onion. Some of it's going in my greens and some of it's going in my beans. So I'm going to go ahead and sweat that. Put it in the pan back here. In the pan, I have grapeseed oil, 2 or 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Hi, Tiffany. How are you, darling? And then I have a few clove toes of garlic. I was hoping I would have more, but I'm going to have to go with what I got. These little toes. They'll work. I think I'm going to put the toes of garlic in the greens. I'm just going to put them in the greens because I don't have but a few. I have smashed them, and they're small. They're tiny. So they're either going to go in one pot or the other. It's going to be the greens. All right, here come the onion. Here come the onion. I can feel it in my eyes. Okay. All right, so I got me a little garlic here. It kind of mounts up to about 2 big toes, 3 little pieces that I have. Okay, put this over here. All right, so I've got my onions over here sweating. I need to put a top on them so they can really sweat. All right, so with that, I got some parsley here. And I thought I had some red. I need some red. Aha! I do. I got some red pepper. I like to put red pepper in my greens. The parsley is going to be for my beans, so I'm going to put that over there. But I got some red pepper here. I think I only need maybe just this one piece. Just rinse it off. It's been in that bag a little bit, so you know how it is. I don't need a lot, so I'm going to julienne it just like this. It gives the greens a great flavor. I'm not going to throw it in there with the onions just yet, because part of those onions are going in with the beans. Okay, so there's my red pepper, and I've got my garlic. And where did I say I was putting the garlic? Where's the garlic going in the greens too? It's going in the greens or the beans? What did I say? Okay. So got my garlic, my red pepper, and then I've got some parsley here. This I need to go in my it's going to go in my beans. So we'll pull these extra stems off. The other thing I need to do is go ahead and turn on my oven for my cornbread. Put that on 400. Now, so I'm going to be making some cornbread too. I don't know that I think I have. I've made cornbread live. You all seen me make the cornbread. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to slide that on the plate over there with the other fresh ingredients that I'm using. Okay. All right. So I got the fresh ingredients there. Let's check on these onions. I just want them to be translucent. That's all. and go ahead and open up the flavor that's in them. And I think I'm going to throw the garlic. So I'm going to take half of these onions for my beans, and half of them are going to go in my greens. This half is for the beans. Just a few. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this garlic in here. Break open the flavor of that garlic by just sauteing it just a little bit, and then I'll add it to the greens. And also, I'm going to go ahead and throw this red pepper in there with with the onion and the garlic, because all of that is going to go in the greens. It may get a little parsley in there, but that's okay. Okay. I think I'm going to need just a little bit more grapeseed oil. While I'm up here, I'm going to grab some Old Bay, some white pepper, some Montreal chicken, Italian seasoning. What else? I think I'm going to need a little onion powder just to add some extra. And I believe that's it. Maybe a little oregano. I don't see any cumin. If I had cumin, I'd be adding cumin to my. Oh, yes, I do. I do. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of that to my beans. All right, let's get this out of the way. We're going to turn this water up. So I want you to see what this looks like. This is, if you were the beginning of my pot liquor for my greens. So this is like 2 to 3 cups, well, maybe 4 cups of water. I've added 2 plant-based bouillon cubes, and I've added 2 to 3 tablespoons of liquid smoke to give it that flavor that we used to get from fatback and pig feet and all that other stuff we used to put in. Okay. The stuff we don't need. What I said. All right, and what I'm going to do now is drain. I'm going to drain these beans. Drain the beans. Put them in this bowl. These are beautiful. Okay, so here are these beautiful Great Northern beans that I'm going to be cooking as well. All right, let's see. I think these have sweat enough. So these are my peppers, my onion, and my garlic. And these are going to go in with the greens, okay? You have epilepsy. Okay. I didn't want to assume that's what it was. So we will always keep you in prayer, Kimmy. Amen. Amen. Danielle Willis, hi, darling. And Linda Russell, how you doing? Linda Russell, we go way, way back, girl. Linda Russell and I go way back when I was in college, and I used to work at Huff Nova Healthcare Center. And I would come home in the summertime and work, or anytime we had a break, and I would come work. And Sister Merle Griggs, for those of you who may know her, was our boss. Yes. Okay, so I got my beautiful. I'm going to set these down over here. I'm going to turn this fire up just a little bit. I've got these beautiful Swiss chard leaves and these beautiful kale greens. And just like I said before, those of you who are coming on a little later, this is really how Swiss chard and kale should look. This is from the farmer's market. You know how you go to the store and you get those big bunches of curly kale and you got to massage it. It's rough and it's tough. It's only made to cook because if you try to put it in salad, you'd be chewing all day. So this is a different kind. This kale is tender. This Swiss chard is tender. And I love these tender greens because you don't have to do like our mothers did and cook collards all day long so they can be tender enough to eat. You can eat these just like, you can chop these up and put them in a salad because they're not bitter. They're in between the flavor of a green and maybe spinach. So it's a milder form of green and absolutely delicious. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a coarse chop on these. When I say a coarse chop, that's what I mean. And these, the stems are so tender. I'm not going to even take the stems out. We're going to just, they have been washed and cleaned. And we just going to do the coarse chop just like this. This is what we finna do. We're going to put them in the pot. We're going to let them cook. Y'all know greens. This will cook down about half of what you see. Y'all know how greens do. They deceive you. Think you got a lot, you throw them in that pot, you're like, where them greens go? That I washed, cooked, chopped. Okay. All right, so there's my coarse chop. And in the pot they go. In the pot they go. I still got a few sitting over here hiding. They were hiding. Okay. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and add my onion, my peppers, and my garlic. Put that on in the pot. Put it on in there. I wish you, the color is beautiful. The aroma is even better. Okay, so those are going to start cooking. All right, I just made, since this pan is already flavored, I may go ahead and just do my beans in there. Go ahead, do my beans in there. Go ahead. So, I'm going to pour the beans in there, just like that. Throw that onion in there that I sauteed. I'm going to get me another one of these bouillon cubes. Where is my bouillon cubes? Sit down. I'm going to throw that in there with a little bit of spring water. A little bit of spring water. Little spring water, and my parsley is going in there in the beans. Of course, you all know these beans are already cooked. Let me bring it over close to you so you can see what I'm doing here. 2 cans of beans, fresh chopped parsley. Notice I don't saute my parsley. You don't need to. I've got a bouillon cube in here that's going to slowly melt. Since I added a wee bit of water, let it simmer. I've got the beans in here, the sweat onion. Okay, so I've got all those in here right now. Some other things I'm going to add. I don't know how many of you all are familiar with Montreal chicken. McCormick's Montreal chicken. Honey, you put this on anything. Fish, it don't matter. You can put it on anything. Hi, Andrea. How are you, darling? So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. Some Montreal chicken in there. I've got my Old Bay here. I put a little Old Bay in my greens, y'all. It's all good. Old Bay. Okay, now I have some cumin. I'm going to put a little cumin in my beans. Okay, I need it to come out. There we go. So cumin, a little white pepper, really in both pots. I'm going to do some Italian seasoning over here in the beans. Along with this fresh parsley, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning too. Now, I don't know about y'all, and I don't know what your husbands like and they don't like, but Dr. Willett likes a little sweetening in his beans. So I'm going to add a little maple syrup to these beans. Also need some of this pink salt. Just a tablespoon or two. That was pure maple syrup. We're going to turn these up and let them simmer. Half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. All right. All right. So the greens are cooking. The beans are cooking. I need another lid. Find out where my lid is. There it is. There it is. All right, we're going to let that cook. Now, the next thing I'm going to start on is that cornbread. If you're going to sit up here and have greens and beans, you better have some cornbread. Y'all look at me. Can you tell I eat raw? Can you tell? You gotta have some cornbread. So I'm gonna need baking powder. I'm gonna need arrowroot. Let me wipe this counter off again. Just so you know, what I'm spraying here, this is peroxide. That's what I use to disinfect. It's not a chemical. You know, our bodies have hydrogen peroxide in them, so it's not something that will kill you if you ingest it or get it on your food. But it does sanitize. So that's why I use it. All right. What was I getting? Okay, cornmeal. I need Bob's red meal. I need baking powder. It's gonna be enough. It's not to get another one. I need flour. I need grapeseed oil. And I also need a round pan for the cornbread. And in that pan, I will be adding, where's my butter? Okay, Earth Balance, plant-based butter. Gotta have that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut half a stick. Half a stick of plant-based butter. Put in the pan. Put the pan in the oven. Let it melt. Oven's already at 400 degrees. The other thing I add to my cornbread, so instead of adding the amount of oil I used to add in the past, I do a half a stick of melted butter, plant-based butter, and I do maybe a fourth a cup of unsweetened applesauce. So when you're baking, if you want to just remove any oils, if the recipe calls for oils, you can substitute it with unsweetened applesauce, okay? So that's what I do with my cornbread. That's what I do. And I also add a little bit of nutmeg in my cornbread. So what do I have here? Do I have everything? Do I have everything? Oh, a cup of coconut milk. Okay, so let's get my mixing bowl up. Let me get a mixing bowl. This is kind of big. I don't think I need one that big. We'll go with this. Okay, got my mixing bowl here. So to this mixing bowl, and this is for a traditional 8-inch round pie cake pan. That's how I make my cornbread in a cake pan. And I slice it like cake, and we eat it. Okay. So I've got. Let me make sure I check on these beans. I don't want. Oh, they smell amazing. Okay. So 3/4 cup of cornmeal and 1 1/4 cup of flour. Let's start with the flour. I take my knife and I always stir up my flour to get the lumps and the clumps out. This is the quick way to sift it. So I stir it around where it's like nice and loose and not caking. And then, you know, I told you with baking, measuring is very precise. Okay, so this is exactly 1 cup. And exactly 1/4 cup of unbleached flour. Okay. To that, I will be adding 3/4 cup of yellow cornmeal. Piece of paper in there. Now, cornmeal doesn't cake like flour. Okay, so 3/4 cup cornmeal. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, actually 4, 3, and 4. 4 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of salt. Here it is. I use pink salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. Got the baking powder. A dash of nutmeg. Just a dash. Cup of milk. So a cup of milk. I have a cup of milk here. To this milk, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. Just like that. I'm going to put it right in there with the milk. The other thing I need for this recipe is a plant-based egg. And for my plant-based egg, I use arrowroot. So to make an egg from arrowroot powder, you use 1 tablespoon of arrowroot, 1 tablespoon of oil, and 1/4 of a cup of water. Mix it and then just add it to whatever the recipe is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that up first, and then I will add it to the recipe. No, that's the wrong one. So I need a tablespoon of arrowroot. Brushing it off the top here. Okay, so there's my arrowroot. 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil. And 1/4 of a cup. What happened to my 1/4 of a cup? I just had it. Didn't I just have it, y'all? I did. I was measuring there it is. I used it for the applesauce. So I need, here's my spring water. Okay, so I need 1/4 of a cup of water. This is a plant-based egg replacement for my cornbread. Arrowroot, 1 tablespoon of arrowroot, tablespoon of oil, 1/4 of a cup of water. Okay, I'll add that to this mixture right here. Stir it up. And my butter's ready. This is my melted plant-based butter. Oh, I know what I forgot to add. Beverly adds, I make sweet cornbread. So I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, and that's optional. Some people don't want sugar in their cornbread, but Beverly, she put sugar in her cornbread. And that was organic cane sugar. So I'm going to stir up my dry ingredients first. I've already mixed up my wet ingredients. Piece of oregano in there. Mixed up my wet ingredients. I've mixed up my dry. Now I'm going to combine the wet and the dry together. Like that. And beat it. Okay, and then I'm going to add my plant-based butter, melted butter. Need to get a spatula because it actually needs to fold that in. There we go. We'll come back to that. So is this still hot? Sort of. Okay. So then I'm going to add the hot butter to this mixture. And fold that in there like that. And guess what? My pan's already greased. Okay. Then I'm going to pour my cornbread mix right in the pan here. In it goes. (400-degree oven). 20 minutes. All right. Okay, so that's that. So just remember, if you want to replace, I use arrowroot eggs with my cakes as well. Wherever I need an egg, you know, I use arrowroot. I used to use Bob's Red Mill egg replacer, but I found that this one tends to work better for me. I use arrowroot egg with my homemade yeast rolls in place of, you know, a regular hen's egg. And I got a few here sitting here now. And I'll show you what my rolls look like. I mean, you've seen them. You've seen pictures of them. Hi, Pam. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Pam. Pam Michaels. Hi, Sarah. Okay, look at these rolls. Ain't no egg, no milk, no egg. Yep. Hold on. How old are you, milk? 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all you need. You put one of these babies in the oven for 5 seconds, and then you break it open, and you see the little, look. Tastes just like your grandmama's rolls, and she used butter and eggs, but not barely. Nope. No. Okay. I need some jelly on that. What you say, Bam? So, okay, the beans on the grating look absolutely delicious. Okay, so that's that. The other thing I might do is slice up a little bit of tomato. On the side to go with Dr. Woodard's dinner. And for dessert, we'll probably have some mango sorbet, or he may want one of those pecan pie bars. Yeah, I had a few left from Sunday's orders, so we've been nibbling at them, trying not to just devour all of them. But yeah, so we'll probably do that. We'll have the cornbread, the greens, the beans. Um, it shall be amazing. How many of y'all do this? Do you wipe down your stuff or you put it back in the... Do you wipe it down? I can't stand going in my cabinet and the spices are sticky with food on them. So when I get done baking, I wipe it down as you put it back. Hi, Gwendolyn. How are you? And oh, Kimmy, you say you loving the kitchen, the color of my kitchen. I'm just now realizing how beautiful it is because I'm always focusing on the cooking. LOL. Thank you so much, Kimmy. Honey, every time I see something red, I grab it. And Robert is looking at me like, do not buy another red thing and bring it in here. I just have added some more extra red stuff because I was at our Women's Auxiliary scholarship program, and they had a silent auction, and they had this red kitchen basket. I was like, somebody knew me and knew I was coming. So y'all know I got that basket. Yes, I did. I got it. I sure did. But it was for a good cause. We're helping young people go to college. All right? Helping young people go to college. So it was a worthy cause. And I'm thrilled about that. But anywho, these canisters, Kimmy, let me turn this camera this way. These beautiful stainless steel red canisters. Remember must have bought me these? Oh my goodness. How long have we been here? Since 2006. Here in Indianapolis. I think he bought me these in like 2008. And I still have them. Needless to say, he paid a pretty penny for them. They are quality. But that's just how he do anyway, so. But these, I've had these for forever. And they have the stainless steel knobs and the heavy glass caps and great suction seal. And yeah, I forget the little store there in Carmel where he bought the set. And that's when, I think with this set, I just started adding pops of color to my kitchen. But I've had this for forever. And of course, all these other things have been added in as I have gone. I probably added more red into my kitchen once I moved into this luxury apartment here in Zionsville. So, but anyway, thank you, Kimmy. I'm gonna tell you what, people are absolutely surprised when they come to my house that have watched me live, when they come to my house and they see the small space in which me and Dr. Woodard live. It's not tiny, but it is small compared to where we were. I had a gourmet kitchen, double oven, double-sided fireplace. It's a big kitchen. And so now I have almost what you may call a cubicle. It looks big virtually, but when you come here, it's small, but I make it work. It's perfect for he and I. And we make it work. And it's less cleanup. Like I said, I had wood floors back at my house, and honey, keeping those wood floors clean was no joke. But anyway, so we're going to get off of that. All right, and so I smell that cornbread, and you know when you can smell it, it's getting close to being done. I just want to put up all of these spices. that. And a lot of the red in here has been gifted to me. People know, they watch me and they give to me according to what they see, and I really appreciate that. I really do. Now I gotta show y'all, these are my carrot tops. These came off of my rainbow organic carrots and my orange carrots. Okay, when I went to the farmer's market and Meijer, I bought the carrots with the carrot tops. And I was told at the farmer's market that when I juice my carrots, I can use the carrot tops to juice for my carrot juice as well. And I'm going to be trying that. I'm going to juice me some carrots. I'm going to add the carrot tops to them because that's a very good juice. You add a little celery in there. Celery, carrot. What have I done in the past? I've done celery, carrot. And if you add grapes to any juicing, it just sweetens whatever the juice is right up. It just makes it taste amazing. But I am going to try the carrot tops. What I had planned to do, and what I usually do with the green parts of my vegetables and things that I don't use necessarily, I put them away and I make my own vegetable stock. Okay, so I would take these and boil them with some other vegetables that I haven't used, and I make my own stock, put them in mason jars, set it in the fridge. Or if I have a lot of it, I'll put it in a plastic container and set it in the freezer. And when I get ready to make beans, greens, soups, I just pull out my own homemade vegetable stock. You just add a little pink salt to it to give it a little bit, to bring out the flavor of all the vegetables that are in there. But yeah, so when I was looking at that, I thought it was one thing, it was another. The other thing, look, y'all, I'm giving you this is the last of my little cabbage that tried to make it on my patio. It didn't make it, but this is what was left of it. And then the last of my rosemary plant is right here. That was out there on the patio. When I get back over to Jasmine's, I want you all to see Jackson's garden box. Honey, that thing it's just running over. I had to take one of Jasmine's tikis that they put around the fireplace to hold up Jackson's tomato plants. That's how huge they got. We bought them little things, they were that big. They look like bushes. I don't think I knew what I was getting. Because those are tomato trees. Those are not plants anymore. So next time I go over there, I'm going to do a live so y'all can see Jackson's garden box. It is massive. It started out small, but it ain't small no more. It ain't small no more. So I got to tell y'all, like I said, I had a little bit of pecan bars left. I keep them in the fridge. I got one right here. I got one right here. Oh, maybe I'll take this one. This one's a little smaller. And don't be like that. But here they are. Here these little gems are. Ridiculous. So for my customers who have bought them or who've had them, just put them in the fridge and then take them out and eat them. They taste wonderful at room temperature, but they taste amazing cold. Amazing. Amazing. And the brown is gorgeous too on the canvas. Yes. This is a dark cherry finish on these cabinets. And y'all know that you know it ain't real cherry. It's a cherry finish. Now I do have granite countertops. They just did all this remodeling not too long ago. The granite countertops, they gave us new appliances. So I got new microwave, new oven, new refrigerator, new dishwasher, and the granite countertops. Boy, I was in hog heaven. Got all this new stuff and didn't have to pay for it. I was like, man, I already love cooking, but now I really love cooking. I got all these new appliances. But anywho, let me do this. Y'all, these are addictive. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you no tale. Put the rest of them in here. And I'm going to put it in the back of the refrigerator. So I can't get to them. Now, the other thing I'm going to eat today. So I made my salad. And I think some of you saw me post it. I made my salad that I was going to eat when I went over to my daughter's house. But I never got a chance to eat my salad, so I brought it back home. I know my daughter's probably tearing up one of her salads, but they were for her to take to work so she can have a healthy lunch. Yeah, but I made me a quick a maple balsamic dressing. And then in my salad, I've got baby Bella mushrooms, Roma tomatoes, sliced carrots, raisins, pepitas, cilantro, fresh spinach, and a little bit of iceberg down in there, red onion, sliced cucumbers, thin sliced cucumbers. I'm going to tear this up. Right along with the greens and the beans and the cornbread. Yeah. So look, this is the kind of salad you should eat about one of these every day, raw, so that you get all the enzymes you need for the 7,000 functions that are going on in your body, so your body can function at its optimal best. You need to eat as much raw as possible, because whenever you cook something past 104 degrees, you have really killed most of the enzymes with the heat. You still get some nutritional value from it, but the heat takes away a great portion of it. So that's why you need to eat raw. More than you do cooked, really. You need to consume twice as much raw than you do cooked food in a day. So that may take some snacking. That may take eating some fruit, making sure you get that smoothie every morning. That's considered raw because there's been no heat applied to it. I'm just saying. And these baby Bellas are just, they're amazing. You got the baby Bellas, the Roma tomato, the sliced carrots. Okay. And I got my balsamic maple dressing here. And all it is it's very simple. So balsamic vinegar, pure maple syrup, and grapeseed oil, and just shake it up. If you want to add a little salt to it and pepper, you can do that. Or Italian seasoning, you can do that. But you don't have to. And you can pour this right over your salad, and it's absolutely delicious. Good evening. The cheese grits and salmon was good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. So on my menu, I give my customers an opportunity to be pescatarian if they want, even though the majority of my cooking is vegan. What does the wax paper do over the salad? Actually, this is deli paper. This isn't wax paper. This is deli paper. And what deli paper does is help to pull moisture out of your salad so your salad stays fresh and does not become soggy. And so when I serve my salads, I always put deli paper in them. Okay, so that's what this is for. Now, when you're stirring your fresh green leaves in your refrigerator, you know, when you buy, like I buy big containers of salad. So it takes me and Dr. Woodard some time to get through one unless I have orders for salad. Then it doesn't. I buy it at GFS. Comes in a box. Where is it? This is what it looks like, Micah. It's just deli paper. And it comes out one sheet at a time. And so when I do my salads and things like that, I make sure that deli paper's on there, and it keeps the salads fresher longer. So if my customers don't want to eat it that day, they can eat it tomorrow and it will still be just as fresh. Okay, I hear the beeping. Let's see what this cornbread look like. Y'all, these greens is done. And the beans, well, we knew they were done. Let's see. Let's see. Let me press on it. Let me show it to you. Beautiful golden pan of cornbread. You see that? Look at that. There it is. Let me show y'all what I do. Let me show you what I do. I take the plant-based butter. And I just go around the edges. Let it melt. Like that. And then I go across the top while it's hot. And honey, let me tell you. Let me tell you. That's the way Ron would like me to do it. He wants to slather his butter while it's hot. Okay. So look. Yes, Micah, they're going to be over there with your foil and all your paper products, like your styrofoam containers, and that they're going to be in the same aisle. That deli paper. It's called deli paper. You ate your salad today, girl. And wasn't it still fresh? Now, the other thing I was about to tell you is that, okay, so when you buy the big containers of lettuce, you know how we buy the big containers because it's more cost effective. But it seems like we can't eat it fast enough before it starts wilting. And it wilts because of the amount of moisture that is in your container. So what you do is you take a paper towel, fold it in half, put it on top of your fresh greens, close it, turn it upside down, let it absorb some of the water that's already in there, turn it right side up, and put it in the fridge. Keep that paper towel. If it gets moist, take it out, add another. Keep that paper towel in there to keep your greens fresher longer, because they begin to decompensate because of the moisture. So if you can keep moisture out of your greens, your fresh greens, then they will last longer. Okay? All right. So, y'all look at here. I'm going to cut this. I'm finna cut it. I'm finna show y'all how I do my cornbread. So I take my little knife here and I cut it like a cake. I just go ahead and cut, get about 8 slices in a round pan. Okay, so I do that. Then I take a plate, put it right on top of that baby. It's burning my hand. And I just flip it. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a slice of plant-based cornbread. No egg, no cow's milk. Deliciousness. Plant-based deliciousness. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Now this is going to be amazing alongside those greens and those beans, okay? Now, y'all know me. I almost want to put some more butter on here. It won't hurt, will it? If I add a little more butter. It ain't going to hurt. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut it open this time. Slice it open like that. Then we're going to take some of this butter. Oh, look at me. Put it on the inside. Right there. Slather a little more on top. Okay. And then, Lord, we thank you. Uh-oh, the light done shut out on me. That's how I know it's time to go, y'all. There you go. Okay, the plug just came out. Okay, y'all. Moist, not dry. I don't like dry cake and I don't like dry cornbread. Do not. You can't taste the applesauce at all. But you can taste that hint of nutmeg. That's in there. Okay. I'm a mess. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my cornbread back in the pan. Just like that. All right, let's plate up some stuff. Let's get Dr. Woodard fed. Okay, I've got here. You got to see these greens. Oh, I need the right kind of bowl. So I'm going to put the greens in one bowl and the beans in another. should have started that dishwasher, and I didn't. Now, Runwood already had his salad today, so he's not gonna be receiving no more salad. He's not finna do that. But I'm gonna give him these greens, and this cornbread. And we will put some beans with it. So, y'all, these greens are done. I need to make sure that oh my goodness. You don't have to put nothing on these greens. Now, some people put like a little vinegar or a little hot sauce. Now, I mean, you may want to add some hot sauce. But do y'all see these greens are done? And then I did not cook them all day in a crock pot. Look at these. Look at that. Swiss chard and kale. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so we got that. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to come over here and we're going to get some beans. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Honey, if you love your man, feed your man. Look at those beans. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so we got that on here. He's got his beans. He's got his greens. And now I'm going to do him a piece of this cornbread with that butter on the inside. He like it like that, on the inside and on top. And there goes the phone. Yes. It says call from spam risk. Honey, and I'm not going to take it. How many of y'all get that spam risk? That's somebody trying to sell you something. Oh, y'all, look at this. Look at this. Grandma, what if it chow down? Okay. Dinner is served. Look at that. Where do you buy the Okay. I'm reading. I already read that. Okay. So, gotta make sure if I got any more questions on here. And I do not. Okay, all I need is some cold milk, but that's Tristan, you country. And the brown is gorgeous to the cake. Okay. And let me go up here. Loving. All right. So listen, I'm gonna let y'all go. And I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this food. I'm gonna clean up my kitchen. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna make me a plate. I'm gonna give me some greens and some beans, finish my cornbread, and put some of that salad on the plate. And it's gonna be an amazing evening after that. So I love y'all. If the Lord says the same, I'll see you tomorrow by 8 o'clock right here on these platforms with a word of encouragement for you. Okay? All right. So, bye. I love you too, baby.